Hi, good morning. This is Ron. I wanted to put this together for Paul and team at WeCom to kind of look at the environment I created real quickly, just to kind of show some of the capabilities applied to what we've discussed in some of the conference calls. So right-hand side, you guys, understand that's the portal. Left-hand side is my iOS device today. Now, one of the things is I put poles, I put vaults, and I've created some splicing pins. Very simple within Nrby to create filters. So if I just want to look at poles, or let's just say these are the poles that we have service or fiber hanging on, you can easily go through and basically create quick map layers to be able to see segments of the plant. At the same time, depending on how you create the attribute structure, you could also look at it from the standpoint of, let's say I wanted to look at segment HHO2. You can see just those pins associated with that segment, which are right here down that street, where I put a bunch of handholds that, as an example, in between houses here that you would see traditionally, as part of the topology. Same type of logic applies on the mobile side too. So you can always go in, you can set a filter, just look at poles and apply that. Again, just see the poles that we've put on the map. You can also do the same with any of these type pins, and at the same time can remove that. And similar, you can search on the attributes to find the same type of information. So within Nrby, you could put all the poles that you hang on the map. You could add a different pole for poles that you could potentially use that you aren't on today. We could color code those differently. You can put all the vaults on the map. We could create different pins for different vaults, different handholds, whatever you guys want. There's a lot of different ways to put this together. Then using the attribute structure, we can use that to better trace routes and do things within there. So the other thing I've put together just to show you is I've got a fiber splice pin here set up as an example. Now, if I open this up, I've taken the information you've given me, and you can see right here, I've got a vault number, I've got pre-splice photographs, type of box, who approved it, if a customer site, tray number, splice type, attenuation, circuit, post, and then also the information on the fiber type. So it's very easy to create this. So if I go back out here just to show you what a raw form looks like, got one, let's take my search off, go up here to the top because I know I have an aerial splice there. I've created an aerial splice that simulates this, but instead now it's also a pole number. And it's very simple for the tech. I mean, this is just what the raw form looks like. It's simple to go in to edit. Now you can enter, you can create your pre-sliced photographs, you can fill out the attributes, what I've done on the previous one. And then at the bottom, I've added 2 expandable groups. So now if I just tap those and checkbox those expand those 2 categories for you to enter your 2 tails of your fiber to collect that information. Now, the other thing I've done just to show the capability is you could do this free form. So a tech could drop a splice pin anywhere in the field, do his work and complete it. But in this instance, I've actually associated them to the asset. So if I go back up here and take a look at this particular vault, which is the HH002-1, and I'll get that over here on the mobile side. You can see I've created the vault information. So we can create a birth certificate around the vault as you had in your forms today. So you could go in, you could create a birth certificate for each of the vaults, which has some of the information plus some of the introduct information. All of that can be done. But what I've done in this situation too is I've associated now or set up where you can associate the fiber splicing to the asset or the vault or the pole, where if I click on jobs, now you can see that fiber splice is there. You can open that pin up, you can see all that information there. At the same time, now as that fiber splice, now let's say the work is completed and the tech goes in and hits work complete, which I'm doing on my phone. You'll see that now is gone, but it's in the timeline. So all of that information will show up in the timeline for that particular asset. So you can always go back, recall, look at splice information, look at that detail. So you can see that work that I had previously put in there. That's all there. So hopefully this helps a little bit. Again, you can create, using filters, create layers on the map, using the ability to search attributes, possibly create using vault names or poll numbers or whatever, be able to also search and find, the segments of the plant. And then we can create any form in terms of the data collection, plus we can create the bulk birth certificate form that captures that information as I just showed. Again, hopefully this helps. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.